Hello, brethren and companions. I trust I greet you all well, at least as well as can be expected in these very unusual circumstances. I dare say, like me, you're missing the camaraderie and bonhomie that comes at a meeting of a lodge or chapter. I'm sure that you're all looking forward to when we can all be together again and enjoy our Freemasonry. However, I hope you, like me, take a great deal of pride in being a Freemason when you hear of what is being done during this time, whether Freemasons going above and beyond as frontline workers, the donations being given centrally by MCF or Metropolitan Grand Lodge, as well as by individual lodges and chapters, and the countless numbers of Masons volunteering to assist their community in so many diverse ways. It is so heartening to know that our organisation is setting such a fantastic example, and makes me so sure that Freemasonry not only has so much to offer today, but will continue to offer so much in an increasingly variable future. Those bedrocks of our order, brotherly love, relief and truth, are so evident and pertinent today, and our principles, integrity, friendship, respect and charity, will ensure that our order will have a bright and enduring future. So, why a talk on leading lights? Well, leading lights is all about building for that bright and enduring future. Now, you may think that with no meetings and some time yet before we're likely to have any, why this video now? The reason is, brethren and companions, that this is the perfect opportunity to think about the future of your lodge or chapter, without being constrained to thinking about the next meeting or even the next few months. So, what are the priority when considering the future? I'd like to consider them under 4 headings: recruitment, retention, meetings and festive boards. Recruitment. Brethren and companions, it is of course extremely difficult to consider recruiting at this time, but I'd ask you to consider about how you have been going about trying to recruit into your lodges and chapters up to now. Where have your more recent new members generally come from? Where, and more importantly, who are the best source for new recruits? And that leads me on to retention. I'm not sure how many of you had the chance to hear or read our Deputy Metropolitan Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Michael Ward's presentation at the last quarterly communications in March, where he delivered some statistics gleaned from the Adelphi system. Alarmingly, he confirmed that 1 in 5 initiates do not collect their Grand Lodge certificates. That is, they do not last in Masonry for even 3 years. 20%, brethren. Isn't that shocking? All that effort wasted. I've been extremely fortunate in having the chance to visit well over 150 lodges and chapters in the last few years, hence my size. But in the vast majority of those lodges and chapters, I found that most of those attending are past masters or past PZs, dark blues or excellent companions. So many times there are hardly any junior members present, even if they are officers. And then when I look at the summonses and they have the list of members at the back, I see that up to half of the members have not been through the chair, but few of them are present. It is a fact that most lodge and chapter meetings are attended by around half of its members. Have you ever thought, brethren and companions, that rather than putting all your efforts into getting new members, you might do better putting the effort into retaining those you already have? If you think of your lodge and chapter, how many members am I talking about if you could increase the attendance at your meetings by 10 or 20% of your own membership? And the real bonus, the win-win if you like, is that if you find the solution to ensuring more of your junior members attending regularly, it is they that will be happy to recommend your lodge or chapter to their friends and solve your recruitment issue. So how is it best to go about encouraging the junior members to attend meetings and be an integral part of your lodge and chapter? Well, right now is the perfect opportunity. I do hope by now all of you have some system of electronically communicating with your brethren and companions in your lodges and chapters, whether through WhatsApp groups, WebExes, house party or Zoom meetings and the like. This is the ideal opportunity to establish a regular and informal link to all your members, especially those you don't see regularly at your meetings. I know many lodges and chapters have regular quizzes, Masonic or general, amongst their members, as well as informal LOIs and COIs and just general catch-ups. Can I suggest that this is an ideal time to actually meet socially and talk about everything but Masonry? As many of you know, I am divorced, but before I was divorced, I attended very many relationship meetings and read many books on relationships, all confirming that it was my fault. However, I did learn that it was abundantly clear that women and men think so radically differently, as well as the way they relate to each other. For example, if you put half a dozen ladies together at an evening meal, when they finish, they'll know everybody else's name, their partners and children's names, where they live, the size of the house they live in, where they last went on holiday, and their entire medical histories. In contrast, consider what happens if you put 6 men together for an evening meal. They'll probably come away remembering what their names were and what football club they support, but little else. Of course, I'm being very stereotypical. But the point is, brethren and companions, how much do we actually know about our fellow lodge or chapter members? Wouldn't it be nice to know a little bit more? How about asking them? Just in the Men at the Top articles in Arena, how about asking your members to come up with 5 things you do not know about me? I think you'll find quite a bit about them that you didn't know, especially those members who do not attend meetings regularly. Another suggestion is to get the more junior members to choose to phone one of the more senior ones and have a chat, a buddy system if you like. Perhaps the conversation will start with a senior member talking about his own Masonic career and some memorable events within the lodge or chapter since he's been a member. In turn, the junior member can be encouraged to explain why he joined and what he would like to get out of Masonry. Hopefully the conversation would expand to talk about each other's lives and lead to more understanding generally. Whatever you do, hopefully those members who you do not regularly see may feel more inclined to make the effort to become integral parts of the future of your lodge or chapter. As I said earlier, it is difficult to think about some aspects of the future while we're still not able to meet. As far as our meetings are concerned, I do hope that all lodges and chapters have embraced the various recommendations included in Project Streamline. It is certainly an ideal time to review them on Porchway and discuss if they can be incorporated into your meetings. There is really no reason why any meeting should take more than 2 hours, and we should all strive to make this so in the future. Of course, while we're not meeting, this is the ideal time to consider the future of your lodge or chapter with nothing off the table. Surely the argument that "We've always done it this way" can be easily dismissed following what we're going through. And the reply can now be that the new normal will not be as we've done in the past. This is the chance to really consider whether your lodge or chapter is fit for this new normal. That is to consider, how do you move on into the coming decades? This is the opportunity to have a full and frank discussion using Zoom or FaceTime over whether your lodge or chapter is going in the right direction, whether you are meeting at the right place, the right day, or the right time. The fastest growing lodges recently have been ones meeting at 5:30 or 6 o'clock with informal or no festive boards. I expect that when we finally are allowed to meet again, there are likely to be some unusual meetings, either short emergency meetings or ones made to fit in depending on the necessary work. And this will mean that meeting times and festive boards are likely to be different. Is this then the time perhaps to consider those potential long-term changes and test them out? 2-course meals, informal festive boards and all but installation meetings, chapters meeting on the same day as the lodge, etc., are all innovations which may still be a step too far for some, but is this not the time to suggest them on a trial basis, particularly if there is support from the junior members, the very future of the lodge or chapter? I said at the start of this video that I was proud to be a Mason and believe that this present situation only encourages me more to believe that the order has a bright and purposeful future. As we enter this new era and embrace the new normal, let us not fall back to our old ways, but instead consider how we move on to ensure that our lodges and chapters have a bright and vibrant future. The overarching fact is that we are all in Masonry to enjoy it, and it is clear that falling membership and attendance levels, that the junior members do not enjoy Masonry as much as we would wish. So we have to adapt and modify our Masonry to make it enjoyable for all our members going forward. And the planning for that has to start now. Thank you for listening, and may your God bless you.